Hello, today's video we're going to feature the Browning 1922 semi-automatic pistol. And if you see my earlier video on the Astra 400, you'll notice a similar appearance in this handgun to the Astra. And that wasn't a coincidence on the part of John Browning's design. He knew that the Spanish were basically infringing on his patent rights and his designs and producing copies of his pistol designs. When the Astra 400 came out, he decided he was going to make a pistol similar to it, but a little smaller and a little more compact, and try to compete with him on the sales. He didn't want him to get into that commercial market, and he was very successful at doing it with this design. This is basically a model 1910 that's had the barrel lengthened, and it's had an additional bushing cap added to the end of the barrel, and the grip's been lengthened, which added an extra round in the 32 caliber. Let me rephrase that. It added 2 extra rounds in the 32, and it added an additional round in the 380. So it gave it 8 rounds in the 380 and 9 rounds in the 32. Okay, field stripping this handgun, it's a little bit simpler and a little bit easier to do than the 400, and you don't need any special tools to do it. First thing you want to do with the handgun is to clear it. Make sure there's no ammunition in it. And because this has a magazine safety, and if you take the magazine out it won't fire, you want to leave the magazine in and decock the striker. You can leave the striker cocked if you want, but when you take the slide off, it's going to leave the striker assembly on the frame, and then if you set it down or bump it, it can shoot those parts off into Never Never Land, then you spend a merry 20 or 30 minutes looking for the parts again. So it's better to do these decocked than cocked. Next step, remove the magazine. Then we want to take off the bushing cap at the end of the barrel, and this is held in place with what's called a bayonet catch. And all you have to do with this is basically pull back on that bayonet catch, and then turn the bushing cap in counterclockwise looking down the slide. Get a hold of it so when it pops off, recoil spring doesn't shoot that part off of there. Then you can just turn the spring off, pull that out. Okay. Next step you want to do is pull the slide back till you get to a second notch here. Set the safety up into the notch to hold the slide up. Turn the barrel to release it. You're turning the barrel clockwise looking down the slide. It'll roll it into a slot up here in the slide just like the Astra 400, and release it. Hold the barrel down, pull the assembly off the frame, and you'll see this has the cutouts on it exactly like the Astra 400. That's how the barrel's held in place to the frame. And you'll notice there's no hammer. There's a sear assembly down in here. Again, this is a striker fire weapon. The Astra 400 has an internal hammer design. And a good rule of thumb, if you're familiar somewhat with these handguns, any handgun that uses a striker design, you will field strip it from the uncocked position. And any handgun that has an internal hammer or external hammer, you generally field strip those from a cocked position. Just a little tip. Okay, taking the barrel out of this, similar to, or actually the same as taking it out of a 400, you rotate it down until the lugs are visible, and pull the barrel out in front of the slide. Now, what differs between this and the Astra 400, you have a striker assembly, and a firing pin, and a cap, and a spring in the back. And these parts are all held loose in the back of the slide. You want to go ahead and take those out while you're working on it, cleaning it. Just tighten up a little bit. This will keep you from losing the parts, keep them down on your mat. Go ahead and clean up your barrel and do what you need to do. Reassembly is basically in a reverse order. You place the barrel into the slide, lugs down. Rotate the barrel and the cutout. Like so. cutouts over on this side. Wind up here. Alright. Then you'll want to replace your striker assembly. Lug faces down, firing pin to the front. Slides in here. It'll ride down the slot in the frame. Next you'll add your firing pin spring, striker spring, and your rear cap. Those get dropped in. Reassemble onto the frame. Keep it down so the parts of the striker assembly don't fall off the back of the slide. Slide this onto the frame of the gun. Bring it back. Lock your slide in place again. Turn your barrel down to lock it. Release your slide. Ease it forward. Take your recoil spring and your bushing cap. Slide those down. Left side generally facing to the left. I think you can also do it to the right. I've just never done it that way. Make sure everything aligns. And turn it up until the bayonet latch locks. Okay. Because this thing has a magazine safety, you'll notice it will not go all the way to the rear until you've placed the magazine back into the butt of the gun. At that point, you can fully cock the weapon to check for function. And then if you choose to, you can decock it by dry firing the weapon. And there you have it, field stripping on a Browning 1922. Thank you for watching.